Hello guys and welcome to episode 28 of my Ymir multiplayer series. So this is coming straight after episode 27, so if you just watched that and you come straight to episode 28, maybe you're a little bit behind and so the videos are coming out for you at once, then amazing. If you've waited a few days for this, then you might not fully remember what's happened, but I'll quickly explain. In episode 27, we got the Magistrate buildings unlocked, which actually are here now, so I wanted to explain them. We've developing Rocktown, got a few more houses, got some other things as well sorted out in Rocktown, and we went through some of the tech that we could research, such as coinage. Here in Castell, I've actually got my Magistrates, and I took a risk by building both at once, but actually it's paid off. You can see here, they produce 13.5, and actually we only need 12. So if I only had one, I'd be massively under. So the justice is amazing. It gives you an extra 0.5 culture on consumption, so now we're getting 18 culture. Again, very marginal for how much culture we produce in total, but still welcome bonus. But look at this, minus 50% conflict on consumption instead of minus 25 from the tribal council. So now we're shooting down from 70 to 43. So this building is amazing. Let's look at the wealth quickly. They produce 40 wealth for 4 workers, so it's just under 10 wealth each, which is really good wealth generation. They only use 0.3 clay, which is really good. All-round amazing building. Yes, it costs you 15 coins, but really, at this stage that you should be building Magistrates, 30 coin loss plus the 30 coin loss of the actual tech, so 60 coin loss is well worth it, because we get, like I said, really good wealth generation, which is pushing up our wealth slightly, but also we get such a huge decrease in conflict. That means not only is our loyalty massively increasing, yes, you have to offset that by 15 that we're losing for the policy. So we're gaining about 30 loyalty, but we lose 15 because of the state power. So let's just say we gain 15 loyalty, but that's not what conflict is just for. You gain the 15 loyalty from the conflict decreasing. By decreasing conflict, again, you get massive population growth. So as this goes down, it's very slow, but over the next 3 or 4 days, as it goes down to 40, we will see our population growth goes up because there's less murders, as I spoke about in the last episode. So the Magistrate building, brilliant building, really happy with it. And we've now got both of them, Rocktown and Castell, fully upgraded with the Magistrates. One thing I also forgot, and this is, I can't remember what tech got it was a while ago, but we can get builders level 2. So I've actually upgraded both my builders in Rocktown, so I'm going to upgrade them both here in Castell as well. Because yes, I'm saying, well, it's not that worth it, it's 5 shovels and you haven't even got your large houses upgraded, but I think it's worth it because the builders produce a fair amount, a bit of wealth. They produce just under 4 wealth each, which is below average, so pretty poor, but they get paid nicely, so it's just a decent paying job. I also do like builders in the sense that when I'm playing and I want to get a big building just built up straight away, having that building service to get it built is nice. It does feel nice, so you get that bonus. But also, again, it's just extra wealth generation in your town. It means that when you want to get buildings built, you get them built quicker. I just think it's worth it. And again, 5 shovels is quite expensive. The 5 stone blocks is nothing. We've got loads of them. 10 hammers is nothing. We've got loads of them. So it's just the 5 shovels. But again, we actually have loads of them. What I want to do in this episode is upgrade our housing. You can see here, 2 stone. We've got absolutely tons of stone in Castell. 2 mud bricks. We've got absolutely tons of mud bricks. We've got loads of planks. And the planks are pretty cheap on the market at... Actually all been sold. Okay, they've all been sold. I keep telling you guys this. The markets in Ymir are so volatile. I tell you, if markets were this volatile in real life, the world would be constantly in recessions and crisis. But I suppose what Ymir's doing is simulating the world in a way over a very long period of time. Remember, it's a generation is 24 hours. So really, this is like hundreds of years at once we're playing the game, or not hundreds of years, but maybe like 25 years at once, every 24 hours. So yeah, okay, wouldn't be that volatile in real life, but either way, the markets in Ymir are completely all over the place, especially on very small servers. But yeah, let's upgrade all of these buildings. I just want to spend all my shovels, because what is the point? I'm just sitting on shovels. They're not even generating me really any wealth, because, well, they actually are, because they're in my my warehouse, but not that much wealth, and not that it makes any difference. I want the growth. Now that we're going to get all the buffalo in, you can see we're actually losing jobless. I'm not sure why, but I know... The beer market's recovered. Okay, that's huge. Okay, that's huge. Sorry, that's taking precedent right now. So the beer market has recovered. Not only have we got 60 beer, which is our threshold, we also have seen all the demand go. So the beer market seems like it has recovered, or at least much more than it has usually. So let's up our beer. You can see even though I'm only supplying 4, arbitrage is so insane that we can't really gain any profit from it. So I'm going to keep upping my beer. And that is one way of how, in the previous episodes, I was talking about how I adjusted my prices to get the most out of them. That is purely based on price arbitrage. So when I'm looking at goods and I'm seeing like carrots, for example, look, I've got the price up to 20 coins and it's still only saying there's a price arbitrage of -5 compared to plus 3.9. Brilliant. But if you look at something like here, you can see the value for price arbitrage is actually quite above the value for supply and demand. And I'm only supplying 4, and yet the price is so low. So that's sort of how I base it. I was looking at products like potatoes and going, wow, I managed to get it down to 5, and the price is still shooting up. So beer isn't a good one to push down because it's so widely consumed. Remember, price arbitrage is based on the influence from other nations nearby who sell that good. That's the really important factor. They sell that good, and it's based on how their price is different to yours. So if there's only one person near you who sells that good, the weight is going to be less. If every single town near you and every single player with a town near you is selling that good, their weight is going to be much, much, much higher, which means their prices will affect your prices much more significantly, which is why it's very, very hard to push prices up on goods such as like wheat or, well, wheat depends again on how many people are selling it, but wheat usually, beer, pottery, because everybody's selling it, so you can't really adjust the price how you want. And you can see that with pottery. Like, look at this. We're getting a price arbitrage at 2.3, which again is 50% of the price. 2.3, which is huge. So even when we're fully supplying it, we're still getting our price driven down from 7 coins to 4.6, which is appalling. But hey, we can't do anything about it. Pottery is sold by everybody. Now we've got all that beer. I have up the value of supply from 4 to 8. And look at that. We're supplying from 4 to 8. And our price is actually still not really changing very much. So I'm going to... did it just change there? No, it's still changed. So I'm going to actually supply the full 15. And we'll see how much our price goes down by. Because we'll still get a little bit of supply and demand because we need 17, not 15. But I think that's good. Now our taverns are working again. So life is getting much, much better for the people of Castell who are all alcoholics. Enough of that though. Let's continue to upgrade our houses because, again, we need stone, don't we? We know we have about 500 in. Actually, they're selling at 0.8. This is where it's like, what do I do? I could buy in stone from here, which is actually only 0.8 coins, which is really, really good value. But I've already state bought all that stone in Rocktown, so even though, yeah, it'd be great to get it in cheap, if it was a good I knew I'd need in demand, I would. Okay, actually, let's move these guys over to fire these guys up. So I wanted to supplement the growth in Mount Buffalo so I got more workers. So I just raised some workers from one of my countrysides. As you can see here, I've got jobless in my countrysides. So I wanted to raise some of them to increase the amount of workers we've got here. Okay, so that's that done. Now my little Royal Mail, let's go pick up some stone from Rocktown. I'm actually doing multiple batches because not only do I want lots of stone stocked up in Castell, but remember, when I get more stone in Rocktown, I lower my price on the market to make it more attractive for people to try and buy it. So by having that all in Rocktown, when I actually need it in Castell, that might mean that I then suddenly sell loads of stone in Rocktown when I actually need it. And so I might as well just move it over to Castell. So I have to move over 60 at a time, but that's still pretty, really good. So we've now got 180 in Castell, which we will have. So I think I'll stick at that. I've already converted one of the rock makers to stone block makers. So we're getting a little bit less stone in. I think I'll leave it at that. No, actually, no, I'm going to get one more because I know I'm going to be using up 2 stone per building. So we'll need at least 80 stone. So we'll get a little bit more in. Okay, there's all the stone in. So we'll head back to Castell and we'll get upgrading our houses. Okay, so we're back in Castell. We have got one of our builders upgraded. Brilliant. So they produce from 8 building to 12 building. So yeah, it's a nice little increase. And they're now producing 17.5 wealth. So again, it just means people earn more money. So they're slightly richer. They can buy more products, produce a little bit more wealth. Just helps out our score in general, our town wealth. And again, it means we get more building service. So when I want to build new buildings, I get it quicker. But we just needed stone blocks for that, wasn't it? So let's get some more in. I'll upgrade this one as well. that one getting upgraded. Now let's continue to upgrade our houses because, as I've been saying, like I said this in the last episode, I'm constantly in the habit of, well, not in the habit necessarily, but the mindset of saving money. And that is not what I need to be doing. As I said, if you're at war, well, you think you go to war, fair enough. But even then, I'm being prepared. I'm building up a massive stock of spears. I've got probably in total about 250 spears across both territories, which still isn't enough, because that would only be 250 spearmen. I need a lot more of that if I was going to go to war. So I'm building up spears, though. I'm building up padded armor. I built up a stock of bows, as you can see, not by actually building them, but by buying them in. So I've already been a bit precautious for war. The money isn't as much of an issue. It would be if you suddenly went to war and didn't have any equipment and you'd need to buy in hundreds and hundreds on the market. But by building it in over time, like I've done, or buying it in over time, I'm much more safe about it. But I still, I'm not too worried about going to war now with this extra equipment that I've got and the extra troops. So I want to spend my money and I want to get better development. So you can see here we're getting a lot more houses upgraded now. Are there any shovels? There is still at 41 coins. I've placed my buy order for 37. I'm going to place another buy order for another 37. Just letting the market know, because one thing I've learned about Ymir is sometimes, or not sometimes, you need to let the market know when you want stuff. Or if you've got stuff, you need to let the market know you've got stuff. Because one thing another thing that I've not suffered with, makes it sound like I've got a disease, but one thing that I've done a lot is I'll have a good and I'll go, look at the market. Let's say, for example, I don't know, mud. Look at the market. There's no offers to buy it. No one's selling it. I'm not going to bother with this one because, you know, there's no interest in it. Obviously, this is the good I'm talking about that I would produce myself in demand. No, if you're producing it in demand, in high supply, let's say, for example, you're producing loads of apples, which now there is actual demand, not thanks to me, but you can see when I came into the market, there was no demand for it. But I thought, I want apples, no one's supplying it, I'm still going to take that risk and go for it and get apples. And I did, sorry, and now there's loads of supply of apples because, you know, I've shown that I wanted demand. In the same thing, let's say you're, for example, supplying padded armor. I know there is demand, but if you look at this, without my order, there's nothing on the market. So you might think, oh, nobody wants padded armor, there's no supply for it. No, if you're producing it and you want to sell it, put it on there. You might find it takes 2 or 3 days for people to actually start, you know, identifying that you've put that sale on there is actual supply on that market. But people might then start coming and buying in your padded armor or setting their own buy orders. Or the same thing for if you're saying you want to actually buy something in, let's say apples. Let's say there was no sales of apples, like it was when I went on the market. You might then notify other players on the server that actually there is people who want to buy apples in, so they will start to put their apples up for sale, or maybe even grow more apples if they need to. So don't be afraid to put in buy orders in markets where there isn't maybe any supply or demand. Sometimes though, it is very, like, there literally will never ever be any sales. Like, for example, I think it's gone now, but there was flax, and flax is the textile resource for the arid biome. And yeah, literally for the whole time, there was just no... People put buy orders in, there was never any sale of flax. So you get a bit unlucky sometimes, but most of the time, you will find that people will actually fulfill your orders, whether it's supply or demand. Looking here in Castel, I'm going to end it there in terms of building new houses, because yes, I have the 8 shovels, but actually, in case I want to get a new building, a production building, I don't want to use up all my shovels. You can see here, though, we've got a massive crisis with our bronze. That's why my shovel production has been lackluster recently. Tin, we have run out of tin ore, which is why this building isn't producing, but we have enough tin bars in stock. Actually, how much is tin ore? It was about 10 coins the last time I checked. If it's 8 coins, I will buy some more in. No, it isn't. 10 coins still. So, could buy it in at 10 coins, which is what I've done before, but because we've got so many bars in stock, I think I'll just leave it. Instead, I'm going to set this... The reason they're unprofitable is because I keep running out of charcoal. All the damn time I keep running out of charcoal, because we're having to buy in so much. We're having to buy in so much. So, the price keeps skyrocketing up, as you can see here, 30.9 coins. So, actually, yeah, like, it's really frustrating because now of that, the price of these keeps pushing up. So what was about 33 coins to buy in the shovel, it's now 37 coins almost. So you can see it's almost as expensive to produce the shovels myself as it is to buy them in. I'm only saving like 5 coins per shovel. So the market is all because of charcoal. Because I produce enough copper, I've got plenty of copper ore spare, and I'm even making 0.3 copper extra with all this copper that I'm selling, producing here. But it's just I keep running out of charcoal, and that then drives up the copper price. You can see it's at 15 coins. Now going down to 12.8 now that we've got enough copper. The bronze keeps getting pushed up. So the shovel makers are just, for some reason, because of the price of bronze being so expensive, just can't produce enough shovels. It's all over the place, guys. It's really, really frustrating. You can see though we've got a lot of axes, so that's at least something. I think I'm gonna keep this buy order at Rocktown for 60, but now with all those axes. Oh, and sorry, the reason why we're getting so many axes, right? Because not only are we producing them, yes, which actually I'm gonna stop. We're producing the axes at the same cost it is for me to buy them in. That's because of how bad the copper ore situation is. Well, not the copper ore, sorry, the charcoal situation. So I'm actually gonna sleep these buildings because I don't want to produce any flint stuff. I'm gonna sleep them. They're just too troublesome. Because what happens is if you set them to flint, you then find that, oh, it will use copper ore. It's just such a piss take. So I'm not gonna sleep them actually. I'm gonna tell them just to make hammers, but very specifically specify they only need flint. Because if you run out of flint, they'll then say like, oh, we're going to use your copper, and it's such a mess. So I'll tell them specifically to use flint, and that should hopefully sort out the situation here with the copper. Because that also then means that when we run out of charcoal, we will have at least a bit more copper to rely on. But hey, all this copper I can then potentially sell on the market. Actually, no, not really. So we don't have enough wood for the spear makers. Oh, whole thing's just such a mess. Let's tell these guys to make padded armor instead of spears, so they actually don't. And again, it's will be unprofitable, but then at least they're not using up as much wood. They do not need any more. Yes, yeah, so what I was going to say is because we've got so many houses being upgraded, every time we demolish one of these houses to upgrade them, we get half the resources back. And because each house uses up 1 axe, for every 2 houses we demolish, we get an axe back. And because we've now demolished quite a few houses, at least probably, what, about 40 houses there, we've got more axes in from that as well. So we do have a nice amount of axes now. I don't really have anything to use them for though, because we obviously don't need any more normal houses, or the level 2 houses, sorry, in Castell. I'm only going to build the large houses from now on. In Rocktown we need a lot of the axes, but I think I'm going to get rid of my buy order for axes in, because, as I just said here, I will just produce them myself from demolishing all the houses, because actually we need to demolish a lot more houses, so we're going to get another whole load of axes. So what's the point of me buying in all these axes when I could just use them myself? So actually, let's move over some of the axes to Rocktown. That's the axes moved over. Rocktown, let's have a quick update of Rocktown with all the buildings that have come in. Here in Rocktown, we've got an extra 3 workers working on the stonecutter camp that I've just brought in for this new quarry. We have got both our magistrate buildings, which exact same as Castell, where we produced 1.5 over. So that is brilliant. So conflict here is going from 50 to 41. Loyalty is going up to 49, and that should be because of the brute hut. Yep, the brute hut's here. That's using up some cloves, some meat. And again, it's just it costs us money, because you can see it's costing us 17.4. That's how much we're losing. But actually, we lose 17.4 on the actual cost. So when we're buying in 4 meat and 6.2 leather cloves, actually no, we don't buy in the meat, do we? So actually, we're not losing as much as it says here. But we do then lose the indirect costs of the actual profit we would have made on selling them. But again, I'm not too fussed about that. So, I mean, that's definitely worth it. We get 8 intimidation in, which, yes, reduces our state culture by 8. But the amount of loyalty it brings in is just brilliant. So that's that one sorted. Houses, we are getting more houses in, as I've shown here. It's just the wood that's the problem. It's just the bloody wood. It's so frustrating. And we need more damn scribes. We've already got 6 scribes here, but we keep going under negative administration, which is then negatively affecting our waste. Like 46 coins loss from waste is quite a lot. Like a lot of people in the game are probably still only about maybe 100 coins, 150 coins in budget balance net. So 50 coins for them would be like a third of their net profit. But for me, look at this 915 trade balance. Oh god, it's just a beautiful sight. So I do want another scribe. The problem is that they just all use clay, and as I've shown to you, clay is particularly nasty to get. So what I'm actually going to do is up my price of clay. I'm going to buy in recurring order. Stocks are less than 60. I'm going to buy in 10 at 2. Because that simply just means that if they're really shortage of clay, we'll at least be one of the first ones up there with 10. But if there's loads of supply of clay, we'll just buy the lowest price. You can see here in Rocktown, we've got 156 spears, 126 padded armor, which we are getting some sales on. Oh, brilliant, look at that. We actually sold 290 coins worth of padded armor. Amazing. So the padded armor is paying off. The only problem is, though, it's now working at 90%. Oh, we have got some cotton in. Oh, thank goodness. But yes, a problem I keep having is a lack of... I'm going to set these as high now, actually. A lack of cotton, because I've said before that you should specialize and only then buy in if, you know, you need it for goods. But actually, textiles, for whatever weird reason on this server, has been abysmal. Clothes is fine, because you see the people who produce the textiles are then keeping it all to themselves and producing clothes. But there's almost no sale of textiles on the server. Literally just this guy at 10 coins, and I'm obviously not buying textiles in for 10. So it's literally just this, which means I actually have to produce all the textiles myself if I want to produce padded armor, which means I need cotton. And the problem is, cotton keeps coming in, and it's priced really, really expensively. So the only sales of cotton we're getting is at 1.3, it seems like. So, it is a bit annoying because we are having to buy in cotton quite expensive. But hey, it's much, much better than not being able to produce any padded armor at all. And actually, guys, we even if we buy cotton at 1.5, cotton costs 0.8, so we make a 0.7 loss per cotton. And how much cotton is used? 2. So we make 1.4 loss, 1.4 coin loss per textile. And then how many textiles do these guys use? 1.5. So we make, what would that be? Almost 2 coins loss per padded armor. But we then sell padded armor for 15, so we still make a big profit. So that's how you need to think of it. And actually, we don't produce enough. So let's get one more. Got those workers. Let's get one more textile worker in. Which actually, I'm going to place over here. One worry I've got is I am very, very close to the edge of the map here. And in the future, if I ever want to wall this place off as like a mega city, because obviously I've got this place walled off, but there's only like 50 houses here, 40 houses here, and my key administration. Like, that's it. If I was getting invaded and they destroyed all these houses, I'd be crippled. I'd have no one here. So if I did want to go for full defense, I need to wall off this whole area. But we're right next to the edge of the map. So what my worry is, right, is when an army attacks, this is something you don't know about Ymir, on the world map, the direction you attack in from determines the direction you spawn in on the map. So if someone attacks from the bottom right corner, they'd come straight here. By them coming straight here, they'd be right on top of our base immediately and immediately crush us. So even if I built a wall, my worry would be that even if I built a wall here, because they'd be spawned right on top of us, my archers wouldn't have enough time to shoot at them. So they actually might breach from a wall and instantly get into my base. Whereas if they spawned over here, my archers have enough time to run over to them, shoot at them, and as they approach, they've already lost loads and loads of men. And as they finally get to the wall, they're losing more and more men. Whereas here, they're just right on top of us straight away. So I could build a wall here, but this is where it's actually not much I could have really done about it. I would have had to delete all these fields and then build on this side. But by building this close to the edge of the map, it is a little bit risky. But it's not a mega issue. I'm not going to build a big wall around here anytime soon, because that would cost me hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of coins. Actually, no, it wouldn't, because the walls are made out of either stone block walls, which I'm obviously not going to build as a main wall, because that's just too expensive in both the upfront cost and the upkeep cost. But I'd make cobblestone walls, which are still pretty decent, and they just use mud and stone. Stone, obviously producing hundreds of, and I could easily up my stone production. And mud, I could easily produce loads and loads of mud. So we could actually build a nice cheap wall around the whole base of cobblestone, and that would actually not be too bad, because a lot of people use mud bricks to build the big walls around their whole base. And mud bricks, yes, they're just mud bricks, but they're not very good. They give you less solidity and less cover. So cobblestone is a nice one that's actually not too expensive, but pretty decent. So yeah, I could build that around the whole base, but not right now, because I'd need probably like 200 tiles, so it'd be about 20 coins of upkeep, and I'd need loads and loads and loads of cobblestone, sorry, not cobblestone, stone, and mud. I'm not that fussed about that right now. Yeah, so looking at our situation here, we are now producing a nice amount of textiles. We are going to run out of cotton though, because we desperately need in. I should buy all of this cotton right now because at 1 coin at 80 with a 1.5 at 20, a little bit worrying. Anyway, we've got the cotton coming in, so now we are producing enough textiles that our weapon makers can work. We've got our extra butcher in. You're producing 7 leather. We're 5.3 leather over, but that is because, again, I was saying about we had that order for 1, which I bought in fully, and 1.5 is still decent enough that we can make a profit. So we look at the wealth of Rocktown now, 1,400. The oligarchs are going up to 120. I can't believe how rich these oligarchs are. It is just mind-blowing to me. I've just never, ever experienced this in Ymir before. I've never gone down this playstyle. But yeah, the officials are super, super rich. So they're driving down waste. You see, but they're already at their max of minus 25%. It's the local administration that is just so devastating. But yeah, so they're good. Oh, sorry, I completely forgot. In the last episode, if you're still watching this, hello, thank you so much for watching. But in the last episode, I said I'd get the council tech, didn't I? So I could get my silver mine up and running. I completely forgot about this. So, I actually need that. Look at some other things. Government salaries, taxation. Yeah, we need the treasury for that. It was council, wasn't it? Up here. To get the expansion point. So I could get an outpost set up on the silver deposit. So actually, I need that. We haven't produced enough extra wealth in Castell yet. But now my buffalo are ready in Mount Buffalo, the new pastures. But we didn't have enough buffalo, but now we do. Because now we're sending back 3.1 buffalo. So we can see now we're getting 2.6 buffalo in Castell. We've got 19 buffalo here. So what I'm going to do is move over these buffalo. Because actually, the problem I've got in Castell, which I'm going to sort out right now, is I only have 1 paddock. So with 1 paddock, I can only actually store 16 buffalo. So I'm going to build a second paddock, because what would be awful is to come online and find out that I've actually been killing off all my buffalo just because I don't have enough storage space for them. So I'm going to build another paddock. We've got the space. We've got the amount of workers, so we can get another paddock in. And then I'll move over those buffalo from Rocktown, and we can get another massive amount of buffalo produced in Mount Buffalo. That then means that up the score in Castell by starting to butcher some of them. Well, actually, no, maybe not, because I still want to grow to get more buffalo. Yeah, I think I can wait then. I don't need any extra money anytime soon. So paddock, so that's a critical. That should be done. When we get all the builders on it, that'll be what, 24 builders. We'll get that raced through. You see, there is actually a lot of flint on the market still, but I really do not need amount of, like, you've seen in Rocktown how much equipment I've got. I really do not need anything like that here in Castell. But hey, something for my workers to do. Mud would be something that I actually kind of usefully need if I want to build those cobblestone walls. But again, I think I'll just wait. I don't need that right now. Just upset about coinage. I really want coinage. It will be huge, because that 10% efficiency will absolutely boom the amount of money I make. The 10% decrease in waste will be really, really useful for like Rocktown, where I'm struggling with waste. And then even in Castell a little bit, where I'm actually getting a little bit of waste as well. So that'll be really, really useful. It also then means that I can start acquiring gold and silver to get more wealth. But I could outcompete these people on prices, but I still want to save my money, because while they're probably buying loads of gold, I bet you they haven't got every single house in all of their territories upgraded to level 2 large houses yet. I'm 100% sure of it. So I want to do that first before buying in gold. I think that's more useful. Anyway, we've got our paddock in, so let me move over the buffalo. Okay, so that's the buffalo moved over. So we've now got 27 buffalo here in Castell with none in Rocktown. I'm going to get Mount Buffalo sorted out, and I will update you once I've got all those fields planned out. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay guys, so it's been about 15 minutes. Just played along, and then I noticed this. Beauty, 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 beauty. It's actually killed the entire marker. That's what's so funny. So, I see I've got 400 wood now. Because Cario sold must have been like 500 wood, and he cleared the entire market. I don't know where the hell he's suddenly got all this wood from, but he cleared the entire market. I brought in all that wood. We can now get on with stuff. Because in Mount Buffalo, what I've noticed is I just was running out of wood every single time. I didn't have enough wood. Remember, you need 5 wood per pasture. So I still have, I think, about 13 buffalo, or one here as well, about 14 buffalo, to use. And I've got the wood for it as well. And now I can also get some houses down because we actually don't have enough mud bricks now, of course, but we've got enough mud bricks in Castell. So let me actually no, I'm going to use the market because we're transferring so many goods. I'm going to go to mud bricks, and I'm going to go internal order. This is very, very crucial. Internal order. I'm going to say 100 mud bricks for 1 coin. Okay, we'll do that. Internal order comes up in like a brass color. Then in Castell, where we've got lots of mud bricks, we're going to say, this is the crucial bit as well. This is the crucial bit, guys. You have to also click internal. The amount of times I've just clicked on this order and gone, oh, I'll sell to myself for that. And then it sells to people who actually buy. You have to click internal order as well, even though you selected this one. Then you say 100 and click that. So then now we've sold to ourselves. Okay, brilliant. So we sold to ourselves, and 100 mud bricks, because it's only 1 mud brick per house, so that should be enough for that. Axes, and then also, because it's a small amount, I'm going to send them all over to Rocktown manually. And you can see we've actually got 19 buffalo, so +1 in Rocktown, we've got 20 buffalo. So this is just brilliant. So wood here in Castell, I am going to just send over, because remember we need 5 wood per buffalo. We've got 20 buffalo, so we need, my maths is appalling. What was 100 wood? So with 100 wood needed, I've rolled over 60 there. We'll get another 60 because we actually need the wood in Castell so much more than we need it in Rocktown. Because Rocktown, we need it for the houses. Yes, I want to build loads of houses, but we actually only need 2 per tick. Whereas in Castell, sorry, we actually need all our charcoal, because we produce a little bit of charcoal ourselves, and all of that is coming from all the wood. So you can see here, minus 7.3, or sorry, minus 16 wood we need from all the charcoal working. So I will keep bringing over some wood here. And then I've also set the buy order at 1.2. I'm actually going to up this to 1.5. So when stocks are lower than 80, buying amount 10 for 1.5, because we do need more wood. Right over here, the last 60 I'm going to send over. And then we can get some houses built in Rocktown, and we can get the last of the pastures built in Mount Buffalo. Okay guys, so I've upgraded Mount Buffalo as much as I can. We now produce 4.3 buffalo from Mount Buffalo. So that then means in Castell, we're gaining 3.8 buffalo in per tick, and we're gaining 1.5 buffalo per tick from Rocktown. So combined, that would be about, what, 5.3 buffalo coming in per tick, which is loads. So Mount Buffalo still, it's got 1 pasture fully done, 1 pasture about 90%, and then obviously 2 pastures not done. So I am actually not going to get any new butchers in for now, and I'm just going to let the buffalo tick up, because I need loads more buffalo still. So the quicker I get the buffalo in, the quicker I can then get new butchers and stuff like that in. So I'm going to not get any new butchers, as I just said. Get buffalo in, get my buffalo done. Once my buffalo's done, then I'll get an army to kill off these rebels and settle here in this arid mountain tile. That means that because I haven't upped my wealth here in Castell yet, I wasn't going to do the counter-tech, but I lie, I am, because we've got now the massive reduction in conflict. Loyalty is already increasing to 47. We're going to get another 30 loyalty from that conflict reduction. So even if the oligarchs' wealth does shoot down, and that then says that, oh, the legitimacy goes down, I don't really care, because we're going to get we'd have to lose 17 legitimacy to actually go into the negative loyalty, but then actually we're going to offset that with the conflict. So it doesn't matter. I can get council right now, and government salaries is paid off, as I said, because it gives 5 state power, so we'll get government salaries. Government salaries also isn't too bad, because while I got rid of government, I was running government salaries, if you remember from previous episodes, but government salaries has been offset by just the privileges. In the end, I actually did get rid of government salaries and go to privileges because it's so much cheaper for officials because I've got so many officials. But government salaries does have another thing, which is state worker salaries. And state worker salaries is your workers who aren't officials, but work in jobs that don't usually pay anything. So if you look at the one wealth jobs, you can find them. So that is guards, wise pigs, builders. Builders are state workers. Even though they actually do fulfill a service that does earn them a bit of money, they also get the state service salary. I believe they do. We'll have to double check, but I'm pretty sure they do. So guards, wise pigs. I think that's actually it. But there are other jobs that we just haven't got. Oh, scribes. That's it. That's why I couldn't see them. Scribes as well. Here, we've got a lot of. So I'm thinking of upping, because again, look how much money we're making. 500 coins, and that's 500 coins with 35 in tech currently rolling over. And that is with 100 waste. Why the hell have we got so much waste suddenly? 51. It's just because we've just got so much waste here in Rocktown. So, even though I was saying about the clay being a worry, I actually buying the clay in for 5 coins means we lose 4.5 coins on every sale of clay. But actually, we save so much money on it because each scribe costs 5 upkeep per building. But if I get one scribe and that one scribe sorts out that 50 coin loss, then it's obviously worth it. For the clay side of it, having to buy the clay in at 5 coins, it is expensive. But again, I think it is actually more cost effective to buy clay in for 5 coins and get that 50 coin loss. Because remember, as I always say, that 50 coin loss is on our concurrent trade balance. That's just the automatic trade balance. So we get 50 more coins in per tick. But that also is not including all the loss in money we'll make from all our sales. For every single sale, we take an 8% loss because of the waste. That's not incorporated on that minus 50 coin. That is just the minus 50 coin from the automatic incurral of money. So I am actually going to get another scribe. We could get tax collector, but tax collector also then costs 5 admin. And because our whole reason why we're getting so much waste is purely because of the high admin. The admin building, the scribe building is better. But actually we don't have enough bloody hammers because I'm an idiot. And I decided to sell 78 of my hammers, which is almost all my hammers, to carrier, which was good because I had a load of hammers, but then I forgot that I actually do need hammers from my building. So I'm getting 21 hammers in per tick. You can see I sold more when I'm already at 5 after like 10 minutes. But we do need more hammers in. So I can't actually get that scribe just yet. But what I'm going to do is set these hammers as well. So I'll get the scribe building in a moment. What I'm going to do now, though, is get the council. So before I get council, government salaries. What do I set them at? Before I had them at 0.1, just so those government buildings just made the tiniest bit of money. And you can see that is costing me 6 coins of upkeep. If I set that then to 0.5, that's 5 times the amount. That'll cost us 30 coins in upkeep. I'm thinking, is that worth it? I think I'll leave it at 0.1. It just earns them a little bit more money. If you see now, scribes, I think they're only in 0.5. I don't know, we'll have to check. We'll have to check it. Yeah, guards. Now you can see guards actually earn 0.1 increase. And the guards are from these brute hut. So they actually earn a little bit more money now from the state salaries. So I'm not going to do anything more with that. I'm just going to go straight into council. We should see this go up to 83. Boom, 83. That's from that plus 8 legitimacy we get, the oligarchy support. So actually, all's fine, because even though we're going to reduce the wealth of our oligarchs, because we get an extra 3, I actually don't think it will be enough that it offsets how much we get because of the plus 8. I think that's fine. Then we get the plus 5 state power, which then goes for the government salaries. So then all we've now got is we got as council, we get an extra expansion point for basically just 10 upkeep. By having extra oligarchs, and then we also might find with those extra oligarchs, we're going to go to 11 oligarchs, just hasn't updated yet. We might also find with those extra oligarchs that the wealth does push up prices even more. By having even more oligarchs, we will push up prices even more because there's more rich people. And so it's, you know, we get higher prices. Brilliant. But yeah, we've got that expansion point. So now we look at power. We go expansion point. I am going to build some settlers. And I'm going to get them actually from Castell, because Castell is the only place I can find that actually has a large amount of jobless. Yeah, all my countrysides, I've been restricting food supply so they get less. We do have 7 there, 5 there, 2 there. Okay, so I could use these 2 countrysides, but I don't have to get... Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. So I'll use this countryside to have the original 7 who come over here. And then I'll have this countryside then to bring in some extra people just to expand there and get them. That's what I'll actually do. So here in Yopodom, settlers, I'm going to go for 7. I'm going to go for 7 sows as well. So, once they hit, they need 42 more AP, so that's 31 per hour. So I'll have to wait about an hour and a half. So it won't be in this recording, but hopefully in the next recording I do, you will see this tile here, which does have silver, have an outpost on it, and I'll get as much silver as I can out of it, and then any spare jobs, because you get 4 production buildings in an outpost. So you get, obviously, one's for water, so you get 4 actual buildings. So I'll have 1 mine, and then I'll probably have all the rest as woodcutters, because now we've got the level 3 woodcutters. Even though I don't have any civ points in woodcutting, that will be really, really useful to sort out my situation here in Castell, where I just keep running out of charcoal. There doesn't seem to be any charcoal on the market. So if I can then actually produce my own charcoal, but then actually no, the problem is then with clay, isn't it? Oh god, I need to get some clay in here. Like, this guy is such an ass. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's like, I've seen him in every single trade. Every single trade, he always puts ridiculous prices. Like ridiculous prices, like prices that are like 20 times the actual value of what the good is. But to be honest with him, he's just getting his money's worth. He knows there's so much demand. So I actually am desperate for clay, so I will actually have to buy some from him. So I'll probably buy 20 for now, which is 100 coins for fucking clay, which is just unbelievable. But I'm running out. You can see I'm using up 6 per tick. I'm running out, and actually, if Castell runs out of clay, we'd have 700, almost 700 coins loss, and we'd obviously just like cripple our economy. Had no state power at all, so all our cities would rebel. So Castell physically could not run out of clay. So I could pay 100 coins per clay. Well, actually, that's maybe a little bit too much, but let's say 15 coins per clay, because if Castell genuinely has no clay, my whole nation dies. So yeah, we are being a bit screwed by that, but we've got the coin now. We got the coin. So anyway, guys, I'm going to end the episode there. It's been another really long episode, actually. Or at least it feels like it has from the amount of recording I've done. I'm going to set up the outpost here, get mining some silver, get smelting some silver in probably Rocktown, actually, because Rocktown's the one with loads of jobs going, especially with all the growth. You can see now, actually, no, only eight more jobs, but I'll try and increase that. We'll need to get more houses in Rocktown. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you're enjoying the series as a whole and you're watching on episode, what is this, episode 28 or 27, and you haven't subscribed, then please, by now, episode 28, you've watched hours and hours of this content. You must be enjoying it, or you're just very, very bored. Either way, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Ta-ra.